Well, first of all, thank you for having me as always.
It's always my pleasure, sir, to have you.
Thank you. The long term effect on this is I think that they are, in theory, cutting off their nose to spite their face. I don't think that there's been a lot of thought into this. These are people that do not have a lot of operational working insight into the true day-to-day operations of government. I know Donald Trump thinks that he can run the US government like a business, and that is exactly counterproductive to how the government is designed to work. Elon Musk thinks that because he is this great industrial leader, this great tech thought leader, that he can also run it. The bottom line here is that they're thinking outside of the box, and it could be detrimental to how the US government supports the citizens that actually put Donald Trump into office.
Sir, Trump praised both Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Elon Musk during this specific meeting, which took place yesterday. And he also emphasized their roles in driving government efficiency. With Elon Musk attending Trump's first cabinet meeting, despite not holding any office, how do you think his influence could shape Trump's future policies? Which, of course, we all don't understand, and we need to understand from you, sir.
If I understood these policies, I am going to tell you I would be very, very powerful myself. Nobody really understands these policies and what they're truly trying to achieve. There's a lot of concern that a lot of Republicans, Democrats definitely are talking about this, but Republicans are not talking about openly is the idea that, at what point does this
But sir,
become
sorry to interrupt you, but there's no doubt here that the Republicans are also against what's happening.
They are. The difference is that they're talking in low breath. They're not speaking outwardly about some of these issues. For example, when you start talking about cutting government spending in foreign aid, that includes agricultural subsidies that support grain going overseas for humanitarian efforts. There's tens of billions of dollars in agricultural funds that would not be spread over American farmers in the Midwest that could affect their bottom line, and that could directly affect some of the bloc that put Donald Trump into office. The other concern is this conflict of interest theory that Elon Musk has. Elon Musk has hundreds and hundreds of millions, if not almost billions of dollars of government contracts between SpaceX, between Tesla, between even now his new XAI is starting to get it. There's now word today, according to several media outlets, that the FAA is talking about canceling a large-scale ongoing contract worth $2.5 billion with Verizon, a large U.S. telecom company here, and giving that to Starlink. That would be a huge conflict of interest. And I think that a lot of Republicans are getting tired of Elon Musk putting into procedure and putting into policy
Only
stuff that seems.
Republicans, sir?
No, Democrats are
Oh,
definitely talking about it, but again, we have to look at the fact that, and I highlight the Republicans that are getting irritated
only the citizens
privately.
of the United States, sir?
Well, the citizens of the United States, I think, are still drinking from a fire hose as far as trying to figure out what this is. When people inside Washington don't even know what this is or what this looks like, the general electorate is going to have a problem taking in all the nuances. This is a very, very delicate and a very difficult situation for the American governance under the Constitution. When Elon Musk is sitting at the table or even standing up in the cabinet room during a presidential cabinet meeting and
True, sir.
speaking as if he is the president, that causes a lot of disdain. I mean, the Democrats obviously are losing their mind. Republicans, though, are starting to get a little bit tired of this. What everybody's starting to kind of question right now is when does is this relationship between Musk and Trump going to sour? When is it going to sour? And what is the aftermath of a Trump Musk disillusion of the friendship
Sir, the
happening?
administration has proposed a gold card visa program. aimed at attracting wealthy foreign investors to the United States, among which he invited Russian tycoons, of course. I'm sure that you know this. What are the expected economic benefits of this program, and how do you see it impacting U.S. immigration policies, sir?
Again, as is with most instances in the Trump 2.0 era, nobody really knows what the outcome is going to look like or be. My guess is that with a gold card visa program, Donald Trump, in his American first mindset, says, "Okay, we're going to bring some of the richest people from around the world, have them, get visa through this gold card program, and have them invest their money in creating manufacturing, technology, thought leadership, jobs. It's basically bringing the richest people from around the world and bringing them here. That's, I think,
Sir, I'm sorry to interrupt you at this point, but I always remember a quote that you told me in one of our interviews together at the beginning of U.S. President Donald Trump as the President of the United States, when you told me that, Trump, if you want to take breakfast with, then you have to negotiate. But today, as we talk, do you read it? And is it your narrative the same, sir?
No, look, Donald Trump thinks he's the ultimate negotiator. He thinks he's the world's biggest negotiator.
At this point, he negotiates, sir. He's not. Do you think he's negotiating anything at this point?
Do I think he's negotiating? I think he's trying, but I think, I think that his negotiation skills are being trumped by the geopolitical process. Let's be clear. This is not
changing, sir, changing the geopolitical dynamics of the global?
I don't think he's negotiating that. I don't think, if you look at what's happened in Gaza, the Gaza question, for example, him negotiating really didn't help. He didn't negotiate anything. He threw the idea of Gaza and repatriating Palestinians to Jordan and Egypt without talking to Jordan or Egypt, and they pushed back. When you look at what's happening in Ukraine, he brought Russia to the table because he's got a great relationship with Russia, and he feels that whatever he brings to the table, they'll adopt because more than likely it will be pro-Russian. But we didn't bring the Ukrainians to the table, and you can't have a negotiated peace.
We still have, sir, Mexico, and we still have Panama, and we still have Greenland, and we still have the European Union now. We have a lot on the table with Trump yet to come.
You understand something? We could literally spend an hour just dissecting.
More than an hour, sir. We can spend 30 days.
Absolutely,
sir, there has been growing discussion about the possibility of Trump running for a third term, with supporters advocating for a constitutional amendment. How do you view these discussions, sir? And what are the legal and political hurdles such an initiative would face if pursued, sir?
Well, I don't think there's any reality to that. I mean, this is a lot, as we see a lot in today's Washington political scene. There's a lot of hot air. I think this is a hot air item. I don't believe that there's going to be any type of third term for Donald Trump. Number one, because I don't think a Supreme Court's going to allow it. He can sign every executive order he wants. It will be contested. This is definitely unconstitutional. This is similar to ending birthright citizenship here in the United States. That got shot down immediately by the Supreme Court.
Do you see, sir, that he did everything that's constitutional from your own perspective?
Oh, no. I mean, if you're asking my opinion on everything that he's doing is constitutional, I am not a lawyer. I am not a judge. It's hard for me to say. I'm definitely not a member of the Supreme Court. But, in my opinion, yeah, there's a lot of things that are happening today through executive orders that could be marginally interpreted as unconstitutional.